So the reason why I wish to have this sharing is because some of my clients here has been asking about this Fan Yin and Fu Yin kind of confusion. Okay, so this is also have a good motivation for me to so-called clarify and maybe share how I feel about this, because I've been doing Qimen for so many years, and that's where we are very proficient in terms of how we actually read our charts. And that's the reason why we created the Qimen plotter. Okay, so those who are very new here, they don't know about we have some new plotters for you guys, which is the qimenplotter.com. It's generally a Qimen chart for you to use as a forecasting tool. Okay, so those who have not went in or have not tried out what is the Qimen plotter, they will urge you to go and do it. Okay, so today we will revolve around like talking about, I mean, I would like to have a discussion with you guys, all right? So technically, it's more towards like a discussion and a interactive session with you guys to have a good discussion, I would say, on what is Fan Yin and Fu Yin. Okay, so let's start right now. Okay, so the very first thing, let me share with you guys will be our latest update on our Qimen plotter. So as just now I told you, right, I mentioned that we have a Qimen plotter where it allows you to actually do forecasting. Okay, so we have two different versions. One is the basic version, and another one is the plus version. So the plus version, of course, you can do more stuff lah. There will be analytics, there will be strategies, there will be telling you what is your challenges and give you the percentage to tell you what's your success rate, and all the sophisticated the formations are all located in this plus version. Okay, but however, the basic model or the basic version is also very good, is because we have added something here, which is the structures in. All right, because we also hear from you guys. A lot of people has been texting me. I mean, this is the third time I'm sharing this thing, because this is the third sharing, right? So the first and the second sharing, I've told them that we have these people texting me and telling me, email me on can I actually put in some of the structures into the free version. And I hear you guys, and I feel that it's quite useful, because some of the times you want to see some powerful structures or dangerous structures in our forecast. So hence, in the basic version, which is in our Qimen plotter, we have something much more advantage over the other free plotters. We have some of the common powerful structures inside. So this one also could be a good thing for you to have a good start first. Maybe you're a new beginner, or maybe you're a practitioner, but you're not ready for the plus version yet. Then just go for the basic version, which is much more sophisticated compared to the external free plotters. Okay, so I'll urge you guys to go in and have a look about what is the Qimen plotter is about. And if it really fits what you're doing, I mean, as a practitioner, or you are just a beginner, or you're just turning into taking up this metaphysical, I mean, this subject as a new thing that comes to you, then I will say that Qimen plotter, this plotter here, will assist you accordingly. Okay, all right. So what is it for you today here? We're gonna learn Qimen, not really say learn, maybe share. Sometimes we can use some case study to illustrate and also apply. And that's why we want to have the sharing. And this sharing here is to help you, because one of my mission in my company here, or we call it the vision here, is to actually share and give back to the society. And this is one of the way why we created the plotter. Okay, so because we feel that we are very fortunate to have good knowledge, good skill, good abilities, and that's where one of the day here, when I was very young, when I was learning Qimen Dunjia, or maybe 八字 and 紫微, I always have this hope and dreams and to be able to create my own plotter. So hence, we have done it. We have this 紫微 plotter. We also have the Qimen plotter, which is free for you guys to use it. So you can help yourself or help your friends and paying it forward. And I think this is a very good thing that you actually should actually so-called take up. All right. So later I will explain a little bit what is Qimen Plus. Then you might have some more in-depth understanding on that. All right. Okay, so before we actually move into the sharing, then some of you guys might be new here and may not have seen me before. And of course, I can share who am I and all this lah. But however, if you go to my website, you have everything. You can see what we do, what have we done, what kind of case studies, what kind of testimonials we have, and all this. Yeah, so I'm not just doing academy. We also do consulting. We also do like feng shui. Yeah, so feng shui is also really a very big portion in my life. And everything can be found in our website. Then if you want to continue to actually get updates from our community, then I think joining the Telegram group or Facebook page would be very much preferred. All right, so those who are very new here, then if you really want to have consistent updates from us, then do join our Telegram group and also our Facebook page. All right, okay, so that's not all right. So today the very main thing here, why people say that Fan Yin and Fu Yin is bad in Qimen. Okay, so I think that's the reason why you guys are here today, to have an idea what is actually Fan Yin and Fu Yin. Those who have already learned Qimen, of course, you have heard this Fan Yin and Fu Yin. But however, sometimes when you apply into your own personal chart, your own analysis, you might find some complications. You might find that should I read this thing in this manner? Is it totally bad? How bad is it? Should I do something or should I not do something? So these are all the confusion that might be, that's the reason why you're here today. Okay, so before I start this thing here, I would like to know that how are any beginners here in Qimen, or maybe you can just tell me that yes, this could be one of your problems that you are facing in your analysis, or Fan Yin and Fu Yin is just so complicated that you find problems that applying into your own forecasted chart, and that's where you also don't know what to do. I mean, just tell me, do you have this kind of pain? I mean, I just want to know, and I just want to be able to actually synchronize with you guys. All right, so just type in the chat group. I wish to know that what's your pain in terms of Fan Yin and Fu Yin, or maybe just give me some examples. Then I'll be able to actually help you guys on this part. All right. Before we start this, what's my view in terms of Fan Yin and Fu Yin? Okay. Oh, this AB, my chart is Fan Yin. So basically, you're talking about your own destiny chart, right? Your own destiny personal chart that is Fan Yin. Correct? Yeah. So okay, this is a very good question. All right, later we'll see we got time for that based on destiny. All right. Any more? Come on, guys. Any more, like for example, like forecasting and all this, or you have forecasted already, then you have an own analysis, but after that it turns out to be a little bit different, Yeah, so maybe you can share your experience. Yeah, I mean, share your how you actually use Qimen. And I mean, there's no right and wrong answer, just about a discussion. So that's the point here today. Okay. Oh, CK Liu is here. All right, my sister got Fu Yin Qimen Destiny chart. All right.
Yeah, my sister.
Okay. I mean, this is also another Destiny chart lah. So
Destiny, not forecasting. Yeah.
okay, so that's very good. Yeah, that's really good. So I'm not saying that this is a good thing. I'm just saying that this is a good question. Okay, so destiny. Okay, so any more like forecasting questions? Like I use this already, then it doesn't turn out well, and yeah, because today is right. The topic of Fan Yin Fu Yin, right, always boils down to forecasting. You must always understand, Qimen Dunjia, right, is programmed on it, or it started out as a forecasting tool. Okay, it started out as a forecasting tool. There's different arts of there's 5 arts of metaphysics, right? One is called destiny, another one is called forecasting. All right. So, and another part is feng shui and physiology and this palmistry and all this. So there are different arts. Then TCM, for example, these are all different arts. 5 arts in total. One of the thing here, destiny versus like divination. This destiny and divination, these two are different kind of, different branch. So technically, right, the Qimen Dunjia falls under this thing called the divination. Okay, the divination part. So divination, we also have different schools, right? Like I Ching, for example. So they throw the coins or they throw the stakes and all this. This one here is under the divination umbrella, which is I Ching. Then on another hand, we also have this thing called as the qimen. So qimen is also under divination umbrella, which is forecasting, right? Then we also have another called the 大六壬. Okay, so the 大六壬 is to forecast like bigger events, like country events and all this. So this one also under the umbrella of divination. Okay, so forth. All right, that's more actually. Then all this divination, the main system, the program of that system, the structure of the system is based for you to do forecasting. Okay, so the main core, the main objective of it is actually forecasting. Okay, but on another side of the five arts will be what we call as destiny, right? So destiny also got destiny 2, or for example, like 八字, for example. Okay, then we also have this 紫微, all right? So 紫微 is also another school that talks about destiny and so forth, like Western astrology, Vedic astrology, then Chinese, we also have astrology, to be honest, but it evolved to become 紫微. So 紫微 much more popular. But we also have the Chinese astrology, which is the old school version of 紫微斗数. Okay, so then the Vedic astrology, Western astrology, these are all very much relation to destiny. Okay, so this one here is the destiny. Is the main system for it is just structure it and program it into understanding your own life, your blueprint. Okay, so but however, Qimen seems like can be actually modified into different ways, like feng shui, for example, Qimen destiny, for example, Qimen spiritual, for example. Yeah, so maybe that's the another branch from the Qimen side. Okay, so does it has a very strong impact? I will feel that it have some signs of truth also inside this Qimen destiny. Okay, but if you ask me, my own personal professional advice, generally when we talk about destiny, you'll use it to on 八字 and 紫微. Okay, but talk about forecasting itself, Qimen is the prime art to use. Okay, so before we move on further, come on, can we have more like a response here? We want to know that more towards like maybe like forecasting, like Fu Yin and Fan Yin. Yeah, I mean, you guys are here for a real purpose, right? We're gonna learn together. We will learn together as a team, not just me talking. I mean, I really hope that you guys can actually interact with me too. Maybe not by talking, maybe not by responding in terms of your voice, but you can actually have, type it out. I mean, it's very good for us to actually share together as a community, learn together as a community. You guys will actually benefit very much because me myself here, when I was doing my learning, yeah, I really love to ask a lot of questions because I always have a lot of questions and I when I get my answer, I'll think about other stuff. Then another stuff will come up with a new question. Then I'll just ask again. So I really wish that you guys like me like that because maybe you guys are having this kind of blockage. This blockage is also similar blockage of what people have, and that's where we can actually get these
Hello.
things solved out together as a team. Any more? Come on,
Hello.
guys. Before we move on to the next slide. So
Hello.
one more guy or one more participant, and yeah, just share what other Fu Yin and Fan Yin kind of.
Yeah, I had one question about Fan Yin.
Oh, sorry. Who is this? Sorry.
Yeah, this is Paresh here.
Oh, hi, Parish. Hi.
Yeah.
Very nice to hear you.
Yeah. So on 15th of May, Indian time 15:49.
Okay, you're saying a chat lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a.
So there was a forecasting chart that I had come out with because
Oh, okay.
one of my clients just they asked a question.
Okay.
And that chart that came out was a Fan Yin chart, and the question was related to India and the current situation going on about war or something like that.
Oh, okay. So it's a funding chart lah, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so is a funding chart based on the full funding or is what variable is funding?
So I'm just giving you the date. Could you put on through your
Okay,
software?
later we'll talk about this lah. I mean this is a good question that you share, but that's
So is it
so
full
later
Fan
we
Yin? No, the Fan
why
Yin is
don't you
only
type out
for
the
the
date?
doors. It is only on the doors, not full.
Those, what do you mean?
Only doors. Action, doors.
Oh, okay, okay. The doors, all right.
Doors,
Yeah,
the
only the
doors.
doors are into the Fan Yin, not the full
All right,
chart.
so the doors are funding. Okay, okay, that's great. That's a good question. Yeah. So
Hmm.
we see you see here, right? A lot of people associated funding and fooing seems like everything is funding, everything is fooing, right? So it's a very good question. Now you have identified that it's the doors that is funding. All right. So
Yeah,
later
yeah.
we will discuss what's the difference between the different variables that is funding. I mean, this is a very good question. I really appreciate your time and having this kind of what we call response in terms of telling people that this could be something that is very important. Okay, good. So later that we maybe we can plot your chart, then we see how it goes. All right. Okay. So
Okay.
maybe what you can do here is you can actually key in to the chat group what's the date and time. Then after later I'll just look into the chat and
Yeah,
just
okay, okay.
okay. Thank you so much. Okay, good. This is a very good question. I really love it. That's something that I'm waiting for actually. All right. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let's look here, right? So let me get my pen. Okay, so let's look here. The number one thing that you need to see here is, hey, how come this thing is not moving? Wait, sorry, I stand by. Wait. Why my pad is not right? It's unwritable. Wait, wait. Hey, this is not moving. Hey, wait, guys. Give me a while.
Oh, today one. Very nice, the chart. Including novel rising, novel spirit, double deceptions. Intuition.
All right, I have issues in with my pen, but never mind. Let me use my mouse. So basically, right, look at this chart itself, all right? So the very first thing when we use our plotter, number one thing we want to talk about is it a funding or a fooing? So that's where the important information is actually written here. Okay. So if you look into this chart here, all right. We have a fooing, we have a full fooing, we have the doors that is fooing, we have the doors that is fooing, we also have the stars that is fooing. So in this case, this is a full fooing chart. All right. So this is a very full fooing chart that is written here. Okay. So don't talk about is it good or bad first. We don't bother. Okay, right now we do recognition. All right, so recognition, the stamps and the doors and the stars are flowing. Okay, so the important information is actually written here. Simple. Okay, so the next one I want to show you here. Next one here is another chart. Okay, this another chart we also have important information. So this important information we also talks about a funding. Okay, so this round is a funding door. I mean stamps, doors, and the stars. So in this case, this is a full funding door, stars, and stamps. So this is a very full funding stars, funding chart. All right. So these two different chart, illustrated in two different manners, where we have a full door, full stars, and full stem is either in a fooing or a funding. Okay. Generally, when we talk about funding and fooing, we are generally referring to a full chart for all the different variables. It's either on a funding mode or a fooing mode. Okay, so now we want to talk about what are the symbolization. So, I mean, this theory is not uncommon, right? So when we talk about fooing, means a repetitive situation, being trapped in a cycle, associated into small, slow progression, weak changes, and also low momentum. So, I mean, it sounds quite bad, right? It sounds quite bad. So hence, that's the reason why in the classic, we always say that fooing is not good to start, okay? Which means things will just repeat and repeat itself, all right? Trapped in a cycle. And if let's say we talk about Fan Yin is like sudden disruption or breakthrough, can have a lot of drastic transformation, have risks, have a lot of challenges and all this. So that's why the classic, where the book is written like that. So we say that Fan Yin, don't do anything. I mean, Fan Yin, it means very disruptive, right? Don't do. So Fu Yin means everything, what you do, also no changes, because everything is just stagnant. All right. So that's the reason why the bigger picture of it, Fan Yin and Fu Yin, we say is bad. Okay. But is that the truth? I mean, we have to go and, I mean, you and I have to discover it together, because now we have this thing called as full Fan Yin and the full Fu Yin. Okay. Now, what if we don't have a full Fan Yin and full Fu Yin? What does it mean? Let's move on to the next slide. So let's say there are many factors that cause into a confusion. Number one, what if, right, the variables inside of all this inside the palace are good? Okay, so this is one of the confusion that a lot of people face. I mean, you say Fan Yin and Fu Yin is no good, right? So people will say, hey, Fan Yin is bad. Fu Yin means everything is stagnant, everything is in a cycle, everything is trapped and all this. But what if whatever inside the box or these pillars, all these different variables are good? So do you still consider this as a bad forecast or a bad palace to start? So that's the number one thing, yeah. Sometimes when you do a Fan Yin and Fu Yin chart, all the variables are bad. And sometimes when you do a Fan Yin and Fu Yin, all the variables are good. So now let me ask you a question. Do you define that this is good or bad? Is it based on just the Fan Yin and Fu Yin, or you have to actually look into the palace itself? What does it mean to you? Okay, so this is the one of the factors that I'm just sharing with you, where many years of experience here, we always will look into the box and see, hey, this one here, we got a lot of variables are good, but it's also in a Fan Yin mode. So what does it mean? So in how you, I mean, you guys are really expert. Some of you guys are really expert here. So now I'm going to pose this question back to you. Okay, this is one of the confusion that a lot of people are facing. Okay, you, me, I mean, we play the charts, we look at the charts, we forecast charts. We definitely going to have this kind of moments and analysis or chart interpretations. So I wish to actually check with you guys. All right, I'll share with you guys, and I would need your response. Yeah. So when we see these variables inside are all good, okay, and this is a Fu Yin chart, all right? So as what we are seeing here, this is a Fu Yin chart, So Fu Yin stems, Fu Yin doors, Fu Yin stars, okay? So, and I look into this box here, the day palace here, everything is good, okay? The stems are strong, the benevolent star is good, the live door is good, the night earth is good, all right? Okay, so now we have all things is in red. Do you think this is a bad forecast, or do you think that this is a good to have to start? So I would like to hear your voice, all right? I would like to hear your analysis, okay? I'd like to hear what's your point of view? What's your point of view on this part? Do you think that this is a bad thing to start? What if this is your destiny day palace, your self palace? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Come on, just tell me your views. Good because all things are red. I don't care the Fan Yin Fu Yin.
Good.
Bad,
Yeah.
bad is because as the classic says, Fan Yin means bad, Fu Yin means bad. All right. So I would wish to hear your voice. Okay, CK say is good. Okay.
Can use.
Can use. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, this is a good response. CY Yong said it's a good thing. Okay. Any more? Delphine said it's good. Okay. Any controversial answers like no? I would like to hear this kind of voice also, because end of the day, right? I'm also very rebellious, to be honest. So when I do learning, right, I also like first I will say, every time when I learn something, right, I will start to doubt first. Then after I will take it, then I go and do it myself. Then this one is correct. I'm always like this. So that's where I like to learn a lot in terms of like testing out my systems. So that's me lah. But okay, but I also wish to hear from you guys, right? So CK say it's good, CY say it's good, Delphine say it's good. Anybody say it's bad? Because the classic says that Fu Yin Fan Yin is bad. Any more like answers for me? Yoma? Hey, CY has wrote something. Long time no see. Oh, okay, later then we talk about it, that one. All right. Okay, any more like based on this confusion, this very number one confusion that you guys might face. Any more? Or don't know also can say don't know one, because I also want to hear from you guys say you don't know, because it's okay to don't know, because I mean we are all learners together as a team. Yes, no, don't know. 还有吗? Any more? Let me wait for another like 10 seconds. Maybe you guys need to type. Why my pen is not moving today? Any more? No response. Don't have no response. All right. Oh, that's quite sad. But it's okay. Let's move on. All right, the next confusion. Next confusion. Wait. Next confusion. Okay, so we have another confusion here. One of the variables in the palace are funning, just one. Okay, in this case, what I see here is the doors that is funning. Just like what Parish just now said. The forecast that he has is the doors that is funning. Same, very likewise. So it's synchronized. I really like his question, because that's something that I wish you guys to have a thinking cap in terms of what if it's just only one that is funning and the rest are not funning? What does it mean? These are also confusion, So does it classify this still into funning, or should I take this chart as funning, or should I just take the doors in this chart as funning? I mean, what's the real answer? This one, we also have to understand that this is also part of factors that leads to confusion. All right, it could be my doors are funning, it could be my stems just funning, it could be my stars just funning. No, I mean, it's not everything is funning, right? So if just one thing, one variable inside the whole chart that is funning, what does it mean? Should I still use this chart, or the funning and Fu-Yin only applies to that variable, or should I just take it as a full funning chart or full Fu-Yin chart? Come on, tell me your points. Tell me your points.
No, here it will be only the doors only, not the full chart as Fan Yin.
Cool. Okay, this is a very good answer. So that's why that's where, from your point of view, you say that we only focus on that one part, right? That the one variable, which is the doors. All right. So the doors, what you need to know, what is doors? Doors is actions, right? Doors are activities. Doors are execution. So which means that portion, that variable, that aspects have a problem, right? So the rest of it, the stars, the stems, no problem. So that one is not considered funning. Okay. That one is considered just normal. All right. So where we have that variable, we focus on that variable. That's something that I wish you guys to have this thinking cap. Okay. So basically, one of these things here is, if you have one part of the variable having a Fu-Yin or funning, that Fu-Yin and funning is only tagged to that variable. Okay. All right. So let me read your this question. What if one of funning but another one is Fu-Yin? You see, this is also a very good question, right? So if, let's say, my stars are Fu-Yin, my doors are funning, you see, there's two different stories inside this chart. You see, that's the beauty of playing Qimen. And that this will, you see, the more you think, the more you analyze your storytelling, your analogy, your decision making, your strategy that you recommend for not just for yourself and also for your clients will definitely be totally different. Okay, so this is a very, very, very good thinking, kind of strategy thinking, critical thinking skills that you guys should have. All right, because a lot of people have this confusion. Funning means everything is funning. Fu-Yin, everything is Fu-Yin. Fu-Yin means cannot use. Funning means also cannot use. So that's not true. Yeah. So if one of the variable has funning, one of the variable has Fu-Yin, it means that these two different variable has different meanings. All right, have different problems. Right, different problems, different solutions to solve it. You get my point? Okay, so this one here is a very good confusion, and yeah, some of you guys have mentioned it, and I think it's very good. I really wish that you hear, because I'm not teaching Qimen right now. I'm only sharing with you what are the possible experience that a lot of people have, what are the confusions that people have. There's no total right and correct answers. But however, when we need to know, we need to first have a direction, and the direction will lead you to a solution. And that's where, firstly, you need to identify what's the problem. Okay, so if you have a full funding and a full Fu-Yin, but the box is good, like what we have on the previous chart, can use, cannot use, this is something you need to ponder, all right? And this slide here talks about, if let's say I only got one variable or two variable, or one is funding, one is Fu-Yin, should it be a full chart that is funding or full chart that is Fu-Yin? I also have already answered your question. So basically, we first must identify what part. All right, is it a star? If it's a star, represents what? If it's a door, what does it represent? If it's a deity, what does it represent? If it's a stem, what does it represent? So all these differences will play a different strategy out of it. Okay, so if it's a door, it's funding, means it's a door problem, right? A door represents action. A door represents execution. If it's the stars, then you talk about your timing could be a problem, or your this environment may be a problem, right? Your opportunities maybe is a problem. Okay, is it Fu-Yin or Fa-Yin? This one you have to apply it yourself. But however, I want you to first have this thought process, because this one here, if you're clear, if you're very clear, then you will not be tied down by a funding or a Fu-Yin just like this as a formation. So this is the second confusion that I need you guys to understand. All right. So now we have a third one here. The third one here is, this is a question. All right. I need you guys to read this question. All right. Together with me. Okay. So how does the funding and Fu-Yin influence my question? Okay. Let's look into the first two questions first. All right. This one and this one. So both having funding stars. So the first question here, let's say that's my question. Is it time for me to resign and pursue a new job? Okay, so now I see a funding star. What's your answer? Yes or no? Can you guys help me out? Yes or no? This first question here, so funding stars. Okay, is it time for me to resign and pursue a new job? If that's my question, or that's your question, or
So
that's
here the new job would be related to action, then it is not related to star. What I mean, what I understand.
Okay, so your point of view is no or yes?
No.
Okay, no. Okay,
there
good.
would be no, basically, the Fan Yin will not make any difference here.
Okay. So your answer here is it time for me to resign and pursue a new job because it's a funding stars? And to you, it's actually an action. So stars is not action, and that's where you say is no.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is one of the point of view. Okay, come on, guys. Any more? I really like this kind of interaction because it's really good, because everybody is discussing and we can come up with different solutions. Any more? Come on. Okay, you might not want to explain, like just Parrish what he has done, but you can just give me a yes or no. That's all. I need this answer. Then at least I know that you guys are thinking. Hey, why are you so noisy? Yeah. So come on, guys. Hey, this one quite important, because why is this important? Because you guys will be the one having questions, yeah, and you need to you need to come up with a question, right, when you do forecasting. You get my point. And if let's say you're a practitioner and people ask you questions, you also want to be able to get this thing out. All right. So okay. CY Yong say no. CY Yong say no. Any more? These two questions are a little bit different now, but we go for the first one first.
Or second way of thought can be that yes, the star is related to the environment.
Okay.
So what if he is planning to resign and pursue a new job?
Okay.
Where the environment would not be, that proper as it is here.
Okay.
In the current job, that also can be one way of understanding.
Okay, very good. This why your these two thoughts are definitely possible, because right now we don't have a chart, correct not? Right now we don't have a chart. So we just need to have a hypothesis. All right. So basically there could be a solution and a B solution. So until when I look into the chart, then I can tell you yes or no, correct? But just by looking at this here, a funding star represents like the environment is unstable. The environment could be very volatile. There's a lot of changes, and there could be, you have no choice but to do transformation, and that's where changes have to be there. Okay, so you look at this, is it time for me to resign and pursue a new job? Okay, when this person have to ask this kind of question, right? Which means at this current moment, at this current this moment here, this situation here, this person really have the intention to actually change a job, right? Has the intention that I want to change a job. Okay, I really wish to change a job because is it time for me? If not, why will he ask this kind of question or she ask this kind of question, right? So if a person comes to you and asks this kind of question, I want to know, is it time for me to change my job and pursue a new job? Okay. So when you have a funding stars, okay, so the funding stars should change or should not change. I mean, Parrish has gave me two different models of answer, okay, which is really good. CY says no. Okay, so we hold this first, all right? We look into the second question. We look in the second question here. The second question here say that funding star here is now the right moment to change job? So, I mean, I might not have a job right now, all right? Okay, I might not have a job. I might not even have an opportunity right now. I'm just asking, all right? So, is now the right moment to change job? And the forecasted chart has a funding star. We don't care what star first. We just say that there's a funding star. Okay. I also don't care what is the inside of that palace. I don't care. I just have this funding star. And my question here is now the right moment to change job. Okay. I'm just asking. I mean, I might not change. I might not want to change, and I might not have opportunities. I don't care. I'm just asking a question. So from this sentence here, do you think yes, you should change, or no, you should not change? So this by this question. What are your guys? What are your strategies and I mean not strategy. What's your answer? All right. So CEO say no. Is the same answer. Ilona say no. Daphne say no. Any more? This is good. I like this kind of like thinking. I mean, I'm not stressing you guys, but it's not really a program that I'm doing. All right, Sule say no. All right, I'm just sharing, and I really wish that you guys think and strategize together with me, because discussion is really good, and through discussion and through brainstorming and through this kind of like team playing, team working together, I feel that this will increase. I mean, I'm not saying that this 1 hour discussion will make you like a professional or a practitioner, but from this thinking, it actually can unlock a lot of different stuff for you in terms of your journey in metaphysics. Okay, so we have some of the answer is no. Okay, that's great. All right, so I'll just leave it to you. All right. The next one here will be the Fu Yin. Wait. JC, who is JC? Oh, John. Oh, okay. Mr. John is here today. If change situation is volatile, can the person take the risk if the job offer secured? Okay, so can the person take the risk? That one is another story. That one we don't know yet. That one I also don't know, because the problem here is it's not for me to know can he take or can he not take. All right. My point here is it the right moment? So if you say that the right moment to change and I get a funding star, what is your thinking? Funding means volatile, right? Funding means very unstable, very high risk, and it could be a wrong decision. Could be, right? And transformation has to be done. All right. There's changes like clash, for example. So is this the right moment to do it? If you ask me, and I'm the person that actually forecasting this chart, and I look at it, and that's your question, then my answer to you will definitely be no. All right? Because is this the right moment? You ask me, is the right moment, all right? So I say no lah, because I got a funding star ma. So the funding star represents a bad time, represents a bad change, represents a bad environment for you. Okay, I don't know you can actually take the risk or not. And I don't know if, let's say the job is secure, can you endure these kind of challenges? I don't know. And I would not want to know. The reason why is because must always understand when we talk about a Qimen chart does not talk about forever, A Qimen chart has a deadline. A Qimen chart is not like 八字. It's not like 紫微. When we talk about 紫微, we talk about 八字, we have this thing called a year event, a month event, a decade event, a destiny event. So this one here has a time frame, okay, which means it has a start date and has an end date. But in Qimen Dunjia, because it's so easy to forecast, we will not be able to have this what we call as the timing, when will this chart be expired? Okay, that's the problem. Yeah, that's also one of the confusion, and in the future or the next sharing, I will talk about it. Which means is, what's the timeline of a chart? All right. So everybody also have this problem, right? Like, I don't know how to cast. That's also another problem. You know, I always have a lot of feedbacks from my clients and also from my students. When should I cast a chart? How should I cast a chart? When should I open the chart? And how do I do it correctly? Well, this is also another problem. And this one, when is the timeline? How to see the future? And when will this thing manifest? And when will this thing happen? This is also another set of problem. Okay. So right now we're going to move away from all this. We focus on this confusion, which is Fan Yin and Fu Yin for today. Okay. So Fan Yin and Fu Yin is a very strategic and very straightforward if you have all this confusion settled. All right. So the first question, which is funding start, is it time for me to resign and pursue a new job? All right. Yeah, I mean, then if this person asks me this question, I say, is it time for me to resign and pursue a new job? Then I'll ask him, do you have an opportunity? Yes, you have. Okay, just go for it. If it's me, I'll just do it. I'll say yes. Because is it time for you? But I mean, if you have this kind of thinking, if you cannot take it, your current job, then what's the point of actually holding on this current job? And this is how I will read it in this manner, because in my opinion, it's like you cannot take this job then just change another job lah. I mean, if it's time for me to resign and pursue a new job, if it's a funding start, funding means change means go. You get my point? That's how I read it. So, but if your question here is it the right moment? I might not have a new job. I might not have a new opportunity. I'm just testing. I'm just asking. You know, I'm just like forward looking. And when I see a funding start, then I say no lah. Don't do anything lah. Because if you do something, it could be a wrong decision. So basically, you see, it still boils down to the question. All right. So question also will dictate a Fan Yin and Fu Yin kind of possibility. You get my point? So just now we talk about the whole palace is good. Then we talk about one part, one variable have a Fan Yin or Fu Yin. And now we are talking about questions. So these three different things will formulate your strategy to come out for decision making. So it's not that simple. It's not like a one direct hit. I can't give you that. All right. But what I can give you here is the three different factors will dictate what's your decision making. Let's move on. All right. So the next one here is Fu Yin and Fu Yin stems. All right. Stems. So what does stems means? Stem represents people. Okay. All right. So the first question here is, what steps should I take to secure this deal? What steps? All right. So the steps do I take to secure this deal? And I see your Fu Yin stem. Okay, that's my first question. Yeah. Maybe we just go forward. Another Fu Yin stem question. Do I have a strong chance in securing this deal? Two different questions, somehow similar, talking about getting the deal. Okay. So now I'm going to pose back this question to you guys. All right. So the first one, what step should I take to secure this deal? I mean, it's a Fu Yin step. Okay. And the second question, do I have a strong chance in securing this deal? If it's also a Fu Yin step. Okay. What's your take? The first one. Okay. So let's go for the first one. So this is the first one. Do you think it is a yes? I mean, what steps should I do it, right? So what should you do? I mean, give me a could be a possible thing if it's a Fu Yin stem. I mean, what's your take? All right. What do you think? I mean, I like this.
First one, what steps should I take to secure this deal? And Fu Yin stems. Stems here again are related to people, but not action. And here is you are asking about to take an action to secure the deal. So then the answer is either way, whether to take or no, anything. But in second one, do I have a strong chance in securing this deal? So then there can answer B can be no, because it is a Fu Yin stem, because here it's all about me doing something. So is that right? Or what do you say?
Okay. All right. I get your point. Because basically what you're trying to say here is the steps, do I have a chance? This always relates to this thing called actions, right? Okay, I need to tell you something here. Regardless, right? Is it a stars? I'm not teaching you, by the way. I'm just sharing. So regardless, it's the stars, the deities, the doors, and the stems, right? Everything also need to do something. All right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the reason why, let's say, let me give my thoughts, all right? So what steps should I take to secure this deal? I see a Fu-Yin stem, so which means the people matters got problem. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The people matters got problem. So what should I do? Maybe should I build my network? Should I build my network, or should I build better connections with people? Because right now, I mean, I want to secure this deal, right? Then the stems are Fu-Yin, right? So the stems are Fu-Yin means people part there is not moving, right? So hence, if the people part is not moving, what can I do, right? You get my point? What can I do? So I need to look at the stems and see why is it stuck, right? So the stems here will give you a challenge, right? So the challenge here, that you have a strategy, all right? So the strategy is to solve the stem problem. So you want to get it moving, right? So you want to get it moving, you need to look into the stems, and the stems in Fu-Yin mode. And it's a Fu-Yin problem, means it's stagnation, right? So stagnation, networking. So what should I do? I should build better connections. That's one way. Okay. So this is what I will do. I will suggest for my clients. So it's like steps, Fu-Yin problem is your stem, right? So stem is the problem, right? So stem relates to people. So your people connection got problem. So you don't know how to connect with people, how you want to secure this deal, right? So
It can
how to
also
do-
be that securing the deal, the people who is in connected with may not be the right people, or they may be misguiding, misleading, something like that.
Okay, could be. Yeah. So which means there's some people is blocking the deal, and there's some people that you're putting the wrong people in this area, this connection, and that's why the deal is not moving. Good. I like it, because right now we don't have the chart, right? So we only can have a hypothesis and have a simulation. Okay. So the next one here is, do I have a strong chance in securing this deal? Do I have a strong chance? I look at my stems. Do you think I have it? So these are two different questions. Think about it first. Don't fall into the trap by swaying to the point that it's
So
about
the
securing
answer
the deal.
can be yes. I have a strong chance in securing the deal. Then again, and depending on the chart and situation,
Okay.
it can vary.
Okay, so you're saying yes lah, right?
Yes,
Your answer is yes. Okay, good. Okay, I like it. Okay, so good. Okay, any more very similar to Parish saying that it's also a yes answer, or maybe you guys have your own personal voice and own personal thinking. I mean, there's no wrong and all this. Yeah, chance is low when Fu-Yin appears. Okay, so maybe John, you want to explain more about why chance is low when it's Fu-Yin? Then in the meantime, anybody have a yes or no answer? Any more? Hey, how come CK is missing away? Cannot be
No missing here. I'm here. It's still low lah. You see, because you want to get a deal, right? It's all people matters,
Okay.
right? If you
Okay.
you close to Donald Trump, any deal can go through for the moment.
Okay.
That's my answer lah, right?
Okay. So your answer is okay. The next
If
one.
you're dealing with Donald Trump, this kind of people, depending,
mm,
right? The chances of securing, if you get Fu-Yin here, sorry lah. Unless you can give in, billion of deals under the table, maybe you can secure, right? Depending on who, but then its chances is very low. Unless it will not be Fu-Yin, if not, right?
Okay.
Maybe you meet someone like Donald Trump.
Okay. So your
Right?
answer is no lah. Correct.
Low
Low.
chances are depending, right? The
Yeah.
person who's doing the securing the deal negotiation, it would know, right?
Yeah.
The opponent or whatever, strong or weak or what, can fix or not.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
my
Okay.
situational answers. Right?
I think it's really good because a lot of times, right, when we do forecasting, we will have to actually put in our own experience also.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this your answer here is no lah. So do I have a strong chance in securing it if let's say it's a Fu-Yin
If
stem?
I'm dealing with those low 𝗃𝗶𝗀𝗆𝗆 or naive or what, then I can know even though he's stuck, then I can give them a tidbits or 3Ds, then it can be done, even though it's low, depending on who you facing, right?
Okay.
The
So
opponent
the
or
strategy comes from the stem lah, right?
Correct. See
Okay.
the stem first, then we can see is the stem Fu Yin, what kind of stem,
Okay.
right?
So if okay, I like your answer. All right. So your answer is definitely one of the model answers that we should have lah. All right.
Not model, I think.
Okay.
Right, Fu Yin got many Fu Yin, ma, right? Is it 𝗿𝗏𝗽𝗆 Fu Yin or pink fire Fu Yin?
Yep.
Different, ma. And then okay, pink thing and Yi, then different lah, right? Fu Yin then got chance lah,
Okay.
right?
Good. Good. Perfect. So
Oh.
that you see, you now have a very good thinking cap and critical thinking. I mean, I always like the
Correct,
analogy.
you know
Yeah, it's
me,
true.
I'm a very critical person, right?
Yeah, of course. Just like me.
You don't touch me, then I'm very critical, objectively lah, of course.
Correct.
Right.
That's my point also. That's why I need you guys to have. The reason here is because I always feel that there's no definite answer in fooing and funning. All right. Like what CK has mentioned, he's correct. Actually, he's correct. Let's say I have a double 𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗃, I have a double 𝗃, you get my point? These are called fooing stems, right? Then when I see a double 𝗃, do I have a strong chance in securing this deal?
You're
I
dead,
mean,
checkmate.
if let's say it's a double 𝗃 already, right? So technically, I do have a chance, but the problem here, the chance comes in a lot of risk, comes in a lot of fighting, comes in a lot of like challengers. Then you can win this deal, right? Because fooing ma, things are moving. I mean, your opponent is also not moving ma. You get my point. So hence, is about the stems. If it's a double 𝗃, your opponent is also in a very stagnant mode because the whole chart is fooing, right? In terms of stems. So that's where we look into the stems and say that what's the challenger, right? But if like what CK says, if it's a double peng, or it's a double ting, or it's a double E, but generally the people here are positive people that can be applied, and there's a very high chance that you might pull through. You get my point? So the point here lies, firstly, we have three things. Let me move on. Before we move on, let me talk about the John stuff first. People don't want to move and want maintain status quo. All right, this could be one of the problem. They want to maintain their position and show resistance. It could be one of it. It could be one of it because, like I say, when you have a fooing stem, not just you have fooing, your opponents also have fooing, right? So when your opponents, your competitors are over fooing, they are all stuck at the same time. So is it a fair game? It's a fair game. So hence, now you have to actually understand, are you having a good fooing stems? All right. So if you have a good fooing stem, just like what CK say, you might have a higher chance, you have a better chance, right? But if let's say you're in a bad state, like double sync matter, for example, I mean, it could be, yes, you do have, right? You do have, because maybe your stars are good, your doors are good, your deities are good, you do have a high chance, right? But because the people matters have a problem, then maybe it's a hard fight. You get my point? All right. So three different things that we shared today. All right. So let me move on to the next slide. Then we consolidate it. Okay. So in conclusion, funding and fooing are not definite negative indicators. Right? Like I told you, there's three different ways to look into it. Palace variables conditions are very important because, like I told you, right? If let's say everything is good, then how can you say that funding or that fooing is bad? You get my point? That's one of the confusion that a lot of people face. Because a lot of people say that funding and fooing, I mean, it's bad. It's not bad. It's not definite. It's not a definite thing, all right? If it's one or two variables or full fooing and funding, they are all distinct concepts. They're different things. I could be one fooing, I could be one funding. There are two different concepts, two different problems. One is a funding problem, one is a fooing problem, and the fooing problem must link in to your doors, stars, dams, and deities. They're all different. They're all different things, right? Three things only, no deities. So the doors, the stars, and the stems, they're all different. They're all different. That's why I call it distinct concepts. And the last one, the paraphrasing of your question is very critical. Okay, it's one of the critical factors to consider. My role here today is not give you a model answer. My role here today is also not telling you what is right, what is wrong. My role here is to give you a feeling, give you an understanding, and allows you to have this thought process, all right? A thought process where when you look into a chart, it's not as easy as just ABC, all right? You need to have a lot of things comes into your mind layer by layer when you do an analysis for people, and not just for people, maybe for yourself. And that's where you could be a beginner here today, you could be a practitioner here today, you could be learning Qimen for a very long time, but these are real solid questions or solid problems or solid pains that you guys are facing every single day. Because sometimes when you look at this chart, you feel that there's no affinity. It's not because you have no affinity, it's because you might not have the correct structure to think about this chart. And that's where today here, okay, the Fan Yin Fu Yin, I'm giving you an idea, an ideology or a concept, right, here to think in a different form, right? So it's very flexible because the way how we play this chart, you need to reach to the next level, okay? So I really appreciate some of your comments and like for example, like CK and Parish has came up to talk about it. I really love it. I feel that we should have more of these people talking and sharing and not just for me, myself, and also for you to come up with your own case studies. You can share your case study like what Parish has done. Yeah, so we look into the chart, we also will be able to understand that the funding is the door. So the door is the people actions, right? The actions is wrong. The action is a problem, right? So if the variables condition of that palace is very bad, then what does it constitute? It constitute to the people has a super ultra problematic actions that is causing a lot of problems because the all other different variables will have an affluence, right? Or influence into that doors itself. Okay, so this is also another thing that in the future I also want to share. How other variables has a relationship with your own subject matter. Okay, so this is also one of the things I want to share. So that's where my role here is about sharing. My role here is about giving back to you guys. And I mean,
weekly or what?
Sorry again.
It's going to be weekly.
I mean, if I'm not flying, it can be weekly, because I'm flying already. I'm flying to Malaysia already. Yeah. So hence, yeah. I mean, I'll try my best. I really try my best because, in my this journey here, I also see a lot of good people. I see a lot of good masters. I see a lot of bad masters also. So hence, I feel that I mean, you guys have been paying. I mean, it's good for us to come together and do some sharing. Yeah. I mean, I like it. But you must communicate with me, because if not, right, I mean, we cannot be just you, I mean, CK and me just talking, right? Or Parish and me just talking. We want to have a synergy together as a team. So that's the motivation for me also for weekly sharing. All right. Okay. So let me see what other things I want to share. Okay. So if let's say you guys are wanting to have this Qimen Plotter Plus, right? This Qimen Plus, we are doing this webinar special, likewise 45 USD, which is 375 per month or just 0.12 cents a day. It's a 365 days subscription. Some of you guys have been registered already and you guys have using it. Consistently we do upgrades for it, and yeah, so if you guys are ready for it, just go for this plotter. Okay.
Any updates? Inform if you have any updates. Is there any notification?
I think I will just share it in the webinar lah. Maybe I mean it's not,
Telegram.
yeah. Okay, sure. We will update you guys lah. No worries. Right. Good things must share, right? Okay, so what Qimen Plus can do for you, you guys should know already. Those experts here will be able to appreciate this better. You'll be able to access the quality of the doors, stamps, and all this. You can forecast. I mean, maybe we don't just do this lah. I get out and I show you what is Qimen Plus. Easier for you guys. Stand by. Let me go out. So yeah, so this is Qimen Plus. Okay, then we can have different forecasts. Okay, so different forecasts only for the plus version. Let's say we want to do business, then you can select the date and time. I mean, if you guys are expert, you can go for 自论, you can go for 菜谱, you can go for 硬盘. I mean, JY is using 自论法 lah. So some Malaysian masters like to use 菜谱法. Maybe they want to distinct themselves differently. I mean, I don't care. All right. So to me, it's like you like which system, we just provide it for you. That's all. I mean, in my opinion, I don't see the system as any different. It's just the calendar is different. All right. So if you understand this calendar,
the outcome different or not? Draco, the outcome will be different or not? Because I haven't tried. I always use
the chart sometimes will be different because they use different calendar days, ma.
Right. I think 菜谱一盘also different.
Yeah.
So I was
different.
wondering, if let's say the same date, same timing, same subject matter aspect, right? Is it coming out in a different definitely will come out with different ending, right?
Different charts, different charts. Yeah.
Right, correct.
So the only answer that I can tell you here is you must understand what's the rationale of Qimen. That's why a lot of people has misunderstood what is divination versus destiny. The why I've been always coming in and bring this back and really changing your perception of for divination versus destiny. Destiny very focused on the correct chart. Really must get the exact chart. All right, let's say for example your 八字 you must get the hour correct. When you talk about 紫微斗数 you must get the chart correct because that's your chart, that's your destiny chart. All right, so that's why we focus a lot on the system where we want to make sure that that chart is you. Okay, this is very important, ultra important. That's the focus in destiny. But in Qimen Dunjia, in I Ching, it's not so much about the system that you use. It's about at that moment, at that time, your affinity with that chart when you plot. This is called divination. Okay, divination is about time and space. All right, but time and space no need people. Okay, no need people because people is the last factor. But when we talk about destiny, your people, which is you, plays a very big section. So that's the difference. That's why you call 5 different arts, right? 5 different arts. Okay, but nowadays everybody just mix everything together lah. But there's no right and there's no wrong. Okay, I'm not saying that who's right, who's wrong. Okay, so that's the point here. I'm creating this plotter for you guys to use. You love 自论法. You want to follow JY? There's no wrong. 自论 is correct because 自论 is 365 days a quarter, 365 a quarter days, the calendar. But 菜补法 is just using 365 days. All right. So who's right, who's wrong? I'm not here to judge because I'm not the creator of this system. I'm just a user. Right. So I wish to share my experience. It's not about the system, it's about the time and space. All right. And what is the difference between yin pan in the future that we talk about it? So one is actually the yang and one is the yin. So two different systems, two different itself. So the way how we approach it is also different. It's about how you use the chart. It's not which one is the right chart. All right. Okay, so this one is a system itself. And yeah, the most important thing is aspects. What aspects you want to focus. All right. So this is also very important. Let's say you want to talk about business and going to plot the chart. And that's where you get a chart, right? So you get a chart here. So you just now I talk about the Fan Yin Fu Yin, right? So this is a special info. I mean, apparently this one you don't have it. Okay, so you have the lead stars, lead stem, and lead doors, all right? And the 3 victory. So this one here is the 3 victory dates. I mean the direction. If this is something you guys want, manifestation, and if you like it, then you can use it. All right. Clashes is also very important because if it clashes you or clashes the hour, then you cannot use the chart. This is also basic 101. So those who have really no Qimen, I mean, this is something that you should have really. And what's the difference here is because we input this thing called the strategy for you. Firstly, you must understand your challenge. Then after that, you go into getting out your strategy to solve the problem. A lot of things here is because you don't know what's the direction of the problem. Let's say, for example, if you talk about your day self is at 62%. This is the analytics. We calculate the analytics for you. And when you look into the 4 different variables, we have the people, we have the doors, we have the stars, and you also have the deity. So apparently just one glance here, you know that the people matters got problem. Very simple. When you look into the people matters got problem, then you look into the challenge and you look into the strategy. So this challenge and this strategy and all this is to settle all these problems. Okay, so why you need to settle the problem? Because you want to settle the problem, then after you can increase the percentage. When you increase the percentage, then you can actually increase your success rate. Simple. You want to solve a problem, find the problem first, know what's the root cause of the problem, get this thing settled out, bam, then you get your thing answered. Likewise, if let's say you talk about business forecast, the useful God definite is live door, and you look at this live door 57.5, means it's like quite shaky, right? And you look at it, oh, you know, there's the environment is a problem, the trend is a problem because it is at 30% now. So that's where you need to look into the challenge, you need to look at the strategy, and that's where, bam, you can actually get your things resolved. So these are 2 different things you need to do. You know what's the beauty of Qimen? It's not about understanding multiple useful gods. It's not about looking at the day, looking at the hour, looking at so many things. I can tell you, you look at so many things, you get so confused. You get very confused. Simplicity is the best thing. All right. just like Tesla, you know. So basically just remove everything, just get the root cause settled. All right, the root cause settled, you get your high success rate, and success rate increase, you get what you want. Simple. That's our mission, and that's why we create 𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗶 Plus. And of course, don't just look into this challenge and strategy. You also need to look into your chart, because that's your rice bowl, right? So you need to, be able to actually read the chart properly yourself. Then that's where, with the analytics, with the challenge, and with the strategy, then you can increase your percentage of winning higher. That's my goal, and that's my goal. Then I achieve it. I achieve this 𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗶 plotter. So that's why I want to share this good stuff with you guys. And I hope you guys able to see what I'm trying to tell you. All right. So, however, when you look into this chart, everything is there. Everything is there for you. And yeah, so this is a very generic, general plotter that have a lot of different new functions inside, and also be able to give you analytics and also strategy and tell you your success rate. So that's something I like, and that's something I love to do, because solving problems is something I do every day. All right. So it's not to build for you guys, also build for me, So when I do my consult, then I look at it, okay, simple. No, I don't need to, think so far, because everything is done. The machine learning is all done. The analytics is not done. The backend system is all done. And that's where it's here for you guys. So I wish that you guys also have this kind of thinking, and that's where when you do for your clients, you do for yourself, you have a very, very high efficiency. Because you know why? Because you have no time, go refer back to your books, refer back to your notes. Come on, one shot, get it done, move on. Get my point? All right, so yeah, so basically this is 𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗶 Plus. And yeah, so if you talk about the normal 𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗶 plotter, so the normal 𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗶 plotter, let's say we don't log in. Let's say we don't log in, then you cannot see the rest, but never mind. It's also good enough. You can actually see the chart itself, and you can play, and you then toggle, and we promise you guys, we have some of the very powerful structures are inside. For example, like the bird returned to the cave. Yeah, this is here. Some of the very dangerous structure, for example, like this noble structure, these are bad structures. It's also inside. Yeah, like punishment structure. Yeah, it's also inside. Yeah, so these are all for you to have it. Now, this is a free plotter. Okay, so if you're ready to upgrade, then just today's special is USD $45 for 365 days subscription. Okay, all right, let me move back to my slides, and I see you got any more stuff. Oh yeah, so this is the comparison, the different comparison. Some of you guys have been seeing this for the third time. If you guys are new, right, then yeah, this is something that maybe you can look at. Free plotters, which is free, versus our basic free. We have more things compared to the outside market. So maybe this is something you want to use it for daily usage.
What about the structure description?
Structure description, some of the pit plotters, right, they have all the 100 formation, but we are planning to put it in also. We are planning to put it in and let you have the 100 formations. Yeah, we're planning to do it for you guys. So yeah, so that's an upgrade lah. So for now we don't have it lah, because I find it very cluttered. It's like the whole chart got so many formation. So it could be a function for you to have a setting for you to play one, or you don't want, but it's good to have now.
Correct.
Yeah, so the plus version was so many things compared to the other paid plotters. We want to be the forward-looking person or company where we want to increase a different value for you guys. All right, so that's our point, and yeah, that's our difference. All right, so enough for me to showcase my stuff. So yeah, so this is $45 for 365 days. If you don't need it, your friend need it, you might want to share it. So we also urge that you can share to your friends and share to your family, share to your loved ones, share to your enemies. Just use it. All right, so okay, so yeah, join our community, our Facebook page, our website, our Telegram group. We really wish to be part of together with us, right? So if you have questions, just text me. When I have time, I'll help you guys out. All right. So that's also part of what we do. Okay. Any more? That's about it. Okay. So wait. Let me see if any questions. Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, we can move to the Q&A. If not, then I appreciate. I thank you guys for joining today's session. I hope that these three different pointers or three different angles of confusion really give you a different thinking cap and different perspective in terms of funding and FUing, and maybe it can help you in your journey in your metaphysics, and yeah, have different breakthroughs, different forward-looking kind of analysis, not just yourself, but also for your own personal clients and stuff. I really like it, you know. So yeah, so I'll stay for another 5-10 minutes. If you have questions for me, just throw the question to me, put it into the chat group, or you want to talk to me, I'm here.
So
And
initially,
yeah.
what I'd asked about that timing, 15th
Oh,
question.
okay. Oh yeah,
Could you
your
just
chart, right?
give some idea, your thoughts
Oh,
on
okay,
that?
okay. Wait. Let me go back to your question.
Yeah, in the chat I've put.
15 May 2025. So wait, let me go back. Okay, let me check here. 15.
Yeah, just 2 days back.
Okay, 1549. Okay, so plot the chart. Okay, your question is about war happening in coming few months. Okay, well, war happening in few months on India. What is this? 1549. Oh, it's okay.
1549 is the time,
Yeah.
afternoon.
I know. It's your question, right? The question is about
Yeah, the
war
question that
happening.
was asked by one of my clients was,
Yeah.
is there any chances of war happening on India? Because at present there is a hot between India and Pakistan and all that happening.
Yeah.
Due to some terrorism attack on and all that.
Yeah. So okay, so if you look into it, right? So the first thing here, we look into the chart, right? So the chart is here. So if that's your question the question from you guys. So basically we look into the hour lah. So the hour is outcome, right? So the hour is outcome. So hence number one here, you look into
Can you share your chart on the screen?
You don't see it. Oh, sorry.
No. It is still
Oh yeah. I'm really playing with it really. I'm so sorry. Okay, can you see my chart now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can go to the Qimen Plus.
No, it's okay. Just we go for this. I will train you guys on reading charts.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So this one here is the day. We don't talk about the day. We talk about the hour, because hour is the question, the question outcome. Okay. So when we look into this hour, so his question here is about the war happening for the coming months in India, right? So in this case here, we first look into this palace. Okay. So now look at this palace. Do you think there is a good outcome or bad outcome first? Don't care what funding or FUing. Just look at this. Do you think it's bad or good? Is it a good outcome for India or is it a bad outcome for India? So
It's a bad outcome.
Well,
bad outcome, right? So it's pretty bad, right?
Pretty
So
bad.
number one, everything is black color. So if everything is black, then things are not so eventful, right? So that's number one. Okay. So this one is the easiest way to read it, right? So everything is black, it's bad. But of course, we want to read it much more deeper. Okay. So the first thing here, we have this resilience star. So resilience star is the timing. It talks about the environment. So we have resilience. Resilience talks about conflict. It talks about problems. It talks about what we call as the stagnation in terms of the policies and the structures and all this. So when we have resilience star, or in your point of view, what's the star? The green star. Oh, green star. Okay, so in maybe how you read it is green star. So okay, so the green star, it talks about problems. It talks about dangerous situation. It talks about challenges that you guys will face, because resilience is always about pain, misery, problems in terms of war. Okay, so that's one thing, and it might.
It's a bit, but is there a bird there, right?
Okay, so the bird.
Fire.
Okay, the bird there, the little bird, right?
Fire.
So the bird there, we don't bother first, right? Oh, you're saying that the bird relates to war, is it?
Yeah, fire ma. I think fire related reason, right?
No, the bird is not fire. The bird is earth related.
It stuck to the grain. Okay.
Yeah. So technically we don't care the bird first, huh? So
Okay.
we talk about the resilient style or the grain style. The grain talks about problems, stagnation, you know, a lot of pains and suffering, and when we talk about in terms of cost of living and in terms of standards of living will start to drop, because resilience is always about low quality. Okay, so this is one thing. I mean, it's going to happen and it's going to be there. And number two, the thing here, we look about the fear door. I mean, the fear door. What does fear means? Everybody is scared, right? Uneasy, unstable, and you know, everybody is just worried. So this is the people mindset who have this issue, right? So the people is living in fear. The people is just living in unstable conditions, and that's where they are there to have massive what we call pains and suffering. Well, this is also could be one of the problems, right? Okay, so how to actually talks about the intensity of the problem is when you see everything is black. You know, so when everything is black in color means everything is untimely. In qimen dunjia, we have this thing called timely. Timeliness is very important. That if it's good and it's timely, it's very good. If it's bad and it's untimely, it's ultra bad. So this is also something that you guys will need to know. So everything is ultra bad, right? So which means everything is black, everything is black. And we don't talk about the phoenix first. Don't bother about that. The thing I want you guys to understand here is this 𝗃 matter. Okay, this 𝗃 matter, it does not surface out here. It's actually at the bottom as a lower stem. I want you guys to focus on this 𝗃 matter. Can you tell me what this could be as a 𝗃 matter on the lower stem? I mean, help me. Tell me what are the possible.
That is the earth pen.
Mm.
And metal over there means, you know, armory or something like that, arms or something you mean to say?
Oh, okay. So you say arms or machineries and
yeah,
stuff.
something like that at the earth, because it is at the earth pen. It is
okay, earth pen. Okay, good. Okay, this is a good illustration. Any more? Anyone can help me on this part? What the 𝗃 can appear on the top, right? But now the 𝗃 appears on the bottom. What does it mean?
Fight yet, right? No fighting yet, right?
No fighting. Okay. All right.
Not surface yet, I think.
Okay, this is also a very good idea. Any more? Any more?
That's my idea, lah. I mean,
good.
if you're on top, then that's means it's already shown up and then ready to fight.
Okay, very good. Very good. I mean, you have some talent. You have
I think so, lah. My guess, I'm not so good, learning.
You have some experience in qimen. That's good. That's good. I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm serious because like I say, right, the most important part in learning qimen, you must be able to read something, right? I mean, from qimen dunjia, when we learn it, we must be able to decipher the chart, right? That's very important. Every part of it is telltale signs. I mean, that's where it's very important. I really feel that. I mean, you might have improved tremendously. All right. Any more can help me on this part? Why? I mean, what's your feeling about 𝗃 at the bottom?
Pulling my leg, only you.
Serious?
With the phoenix there, I think more into words of mouth rather than the action yet.
Very good, very good. Okay. You okay. Well, your analysis is correct. That's what I also feel, actually.
Yeah, I feel it's only war of words because phoenix there.
All right.
But it's not yet come out, yeah. Not
correct.
only do some Indian movie,
Only talking happening because of Phoenix. Bad rumors happening, I think so. Nothing else.
Yeah, this is what I thought so, lah. That's only the thought, That's why.
Maybe
not correct.
Yeah, it's correct. It's definitely correct. Okay, so now you have really broke the chart already. Okay, let me explain. So basically, number one, Phoenix, right? Phoenix is about talking. Okay, fear door is also about talking. Okay, so these two things, right, comes together. So that's where we talk about what are they talking? They are talking about resilience. What is resilience? Resilience are policies. Resilience are policies, standard of living, and it's talk about what is the structure of the whole country itself, right? So they are talking. They are fighting in terms of verbal speech and arguments and finding a balance, right? And I personally feel that there will not be a war. I mean, in terms of really like machines, arms and bombs, the reason why is because the 𝗃 is actually hidden, which means they are prepared, but they will not want to do it yet. Okay, so which we also have this saying that we have the weapons, we have this in back end. I mean, if the plan A fails, then we use the plan B, right? You get my point? So right now the matter is hidden. The matter is hidden. Hidden means haven't used yet, right? You know, talk only ma, correct? So now it's Earth. Earth here is at the top. What does Earth means? Earth is always about wanting to have a good nurturing system, want to have a balanced view, want to have the harmonious kind of environment, and they are looking for flexibility. The reason why is because there's water inside. Water, there's flexibility, but they feel shortchanged, in my opinion, okay? Because water has a net inside. The net here feels that I feel shortchanged. I feel that the country has taken advantage over me. So that's the problem, okay? That's something that is about human matters, okay? And because there's this 𝗃 matter here, which means I haven't unleashed my true potential yet. I mean, in terms of war, which one is the best useful god? 𝗃. Okay, 𝗃 becomes useful already. Because war wartime I'm gonna use 𝗃, you know, not use what ting, it's all useless.
Maybe after 2 months, you focus again, maybe it come out.
I mean, there was another story.
Yes.
Yeah, it's another story. So I need to tell you here, you see, things are very changeable. One. Like 𝗃, for example, is very good for fighting. Okay, so 𝗃 become useful already, you know, get my point? So every time when we look into a chart, we need to first analyze what's good, what's bad, all right? So your questions plays a very important roles and very important critical outcome, all right? So in this case here, what I say here, it could be just continuous fighting in terms of verbal, but it's actually going to turn to a bad stage, you know. The reason why, because it's everything is red. When everything is red, then it might sway to the negative side if it's not controlled. Okay?
Black,
yeah, it's black.
Everything is black.
That's the point. You see, that's the power of this plotter. The plotter here tells you the color coding. The color coding will tell you the quality of the all different variables. So once you know the variables quality, you are able to come up with a very concise and a very good and holistic kind of answer. That's the point of our 𝗃𝗋. Okay, so in this case here, I think I've said my part. So more towards like striking a balance in terms of policy, because they feel shortchanged, they feel that there's no harmony, they feel that the standards of living, they feel that they want to actually strike a balance, and that's where they are fighting. They are in terms of verbal, in terms of speech, and they're not very happy. They are well prepared, and they have a 𝗃, which is the armories and all this, but they are not ready to show it yet. Okay, so if war can be a long-term one, right? War can be long-term one. So I mean, there's an 8 inside and there's a 3 inside. Then it could be 3 months or 8 months. Let me see how it goes, lah. You get my point? So in this case here, at this current moment, is it a bad situation? I would say it's bad, because one look here is black. Black means little room of negotiation. Okay. So I mean, with just one box itself, we can see multiple boxes also. Multiple boxes will give you different telltale signs, strengthens your analysis, and yeah, he also can give you other possibilities to chart it even more holistically. So that's why we have different 9 boxes. But we don't need so much, because always remember
the Draco, but in the day there's a 𝗃 up there.
The day is a different story, man. The day it represents minima. Now I want to ask is outcome.
Okay.
Outcome is a different story, man. So like I told you, simplicity is the best answer. Don't complicate things. You complicate, you will lose control, and you lose focus, you lose concentration, and that's where you feel that the chart is incorrect. Then you go and cut another chart. Then you go cut a new chart. You go to cut, and that's where you find that 𝗃𝗋 is not effective. 𝗃𝗋 is definitely effective. It's very, very effective. It's one of the best divination art. And I feel that it's a very, very good invention. Okay. All right. So I think that's about it for today.
Just before closing, just one point here, that okay, we saw the what you can say, the hour palace, but the day palace, if you go, there are 2D, not one also. Does that mean when the question was asked by a person, he himself was not confident about that question?
He's not ready, I would say.
Not,
in terms of
yeah.
the question here is, if you ask,
because he might have just heard some rumor, and that is why he just for confirmation was asking.
2 ways. Number one here is, if let's say he has to fight, he might not have the energy to do it.
Okay.
That's one thing. Yeah. So if let's say, I mean, the situation is very chaotic really right now, right? So if let's say me myself, am I ready to fight? Then the answer is no, because number one, I'm in D mode. D mode is means weak in energy, right? And number two, I'm at the solitude door. The solitude door or the delusion door means I'm stuck. All right. And my mindset could be destructor. So destructor could be I'm making a lot of wrong decision making because it's in black. So black means I'm very, impulsive and all this. It could be something is wrong. All right. But never mind. We have the moon there. The moon, it could be, external help that is coming in. It could be what we call external resources is coming in. That is where it might give good advice. So my role here, if I'm the one that doing the forecast for this person, then I'll definitely tell him to actually look at what's good for you and what's bad for you. So what's bad and what's good, then you can actually come up with a strategy. So the main thing here is you're in DE. So you want to fight, you got no energy. You know energy, how you win? You cannot win, right? So that's one thing that you need to look into it. And D, we also have the other strategy, how to actually strengthen the D. Either you clash it or you fulfill it. So that's the reason why it could be 3 months to 8 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
point. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So no problem. I like it. I like it because that's why I can showcase my the way how we actually can reach out together as a team, and you can feedback and all this. I really love it. I love that today you're here and you're free and you're ready to participate. I really like it. You and CK. So I really hope that in the next sharing or the next week sharing or the subsequent sharing, we can have more people coming in to really share their experience, share their charts, and that's where I can share more of stuff. That's a very precious 1 hour and 1.5 hours together with you guys.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so I hope you guys have a good day, and yeah, so thank you so much for your time. If you guys are ready, go and get the Qimen Plus. All right, so see you in next week. Okay, thank you so much and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.